Hello guys, today we will be talking about Soviet RGD-5 grenade. This grenade replaced in service RG-42. It was accepted in 1954 to the Soviet army. It might not seem like it, but it's actually even cheaper to produce than RG-42. Because the body, once you have the right equipment, it's actually even easier to produce. There are no liners. It's basically just two halves pressed and then basically connected together. It is an assault type of grenade using the UZRGM fuse. The fuse used for this grenade is the same UZRGM, but it's designated 2 because of the changed shape of the spoon. I was getting stressed that it will be hard for me to prove that it's actually UZRGM2, but fortunately one day on the polygon I actually found the spoon where the 2 is actually even designated. Because on the earlier production, this one is from 1972, there is no number 2, but this is the later production one from 1988 and it already have the full designation. The total weight is 310 grams. The filling of TNT is 110 grams. Just for comparison, if F1 grenade is only 60 grams. And with that, I'm slowly getting to the fact how universally loved this grenade is and always was in Ukraine. Some of us still remember the trainings in the good old days. All the post-Soviet army idiotisms were still alive and well. So RGD-5s were used instead of training grenades. So you could encounter RGD-5s on tripwires or under foe anti-tank mines. When you lift them up, you had live RGD-5 grenades exploding. All this Soviet, post-Soviet / Russian nonsense when you're running around polygons and people shoot around you and under your feet with live ammunition is, thank God, a gun in our army. Because back in the day we had only RGO, RGN, F1 and RGD-5, with RGD-5 usually being the least common of all of those. Also, the effect in CQB and in trench is actually very impressive, like people really tend to shut up when you throw the RGD over there, because the overpressure of the 110 grams really do the trick. Although the body is only one layer of metal, actually produce enough shrapnels, around 350 of those out of one. Also, thanks to the shape, the body actually tends to disintegrate completely, so you get like nice complete fragmentation out of it. The lethal radius is around 3 meters. Okay guys, my beloved classic RGD-5. Folding, removing the pin, nice, compact, amazing stuff. RGD. Nice violent explosion, like it. You see the pressure just ripped one of the targets completely off, but without mark. From the impact area we can see one big penetration, second smaller, like 2 meters away from the explosion, and 5 meters away from the explosion just small marks, small peppering, that's it. But that's not what the RGD-5 is supposed to do. It's supposed to deliver the overpressure, and it does that well. Of course, as you can tell by the shape, it's completely copied from the World War II German egg grenade. Also, this shape makes it much more convenient to throw, much more ergonomic, especially compared to the RG-42. Information on the internet is that price for producing one is around $5. It's kind of hard to believe. Anyway, this grenade is still in production to this day, but I bet the price is slightly higher. This grenade is delivered in wooden crate that have 20 pieces inside, and the fuses are separately in 2 cans, 10 each, in the typical Soviet army fashion. Here we have crate of RGD-5 grenades, 20 pieces, 14 kilograms netto weight. Opening the crate, undoing the paper wrapping. Okay, you remove this crate. The detonators require to be opened with can opener, that is included in the box. Here you get individually wrapped fuses, like so. You take your fuse, unwrap the body of hand grenade, remove the safety plug, unwrap the fuse, assemble them together. Since RGD5 is so widespread and so well-known grenade, Bulgarian arms industry, which back in the day was connected and pretty much identical to the Soviet arms industry, in a sense that all the patterns of armaments that were made in Russia were also made in Bulgaria with complete technology transfers and licensed copies. To this day, RGD5 grenades are produced in Bulgaria, but with slight twist. Bulgarians themselves designed their own version of RGD5, you can call it upgraded version, and that one is called RGN86. It's slightly modernized, especially the fuse. It uses fuse that is called DVM78. So currently, Dunarit Corporation, based in Bulgaria, produced their own grenade designated RGD5, but it uses its specific DVM fuse, and the body is made out of plastic. The inner liner with shrapnels, it's made out of plastic as well, with little spheres inside. We got those at our disposal as well. Now, to make matters even more complicated, another Bulgarian company called VMC produce also RGD5 grenade. Body on this one is identical to the Soviet original, also made out of metal, but it uses the DVM fuse. Weight of that one is 320 grams, with filling weight of 113 grams of TNT. Now, segment about grenade fuses that I will be adding into any video where it's relevant. There is this very common myth, especially among Westerners, that there are 0-second delay fuses. Mostly they suspect the UZRGM fuses being this way, but even in professional publications you can find the same nonsense about Bulgarian DVM fuses. There is no such thing as 0-second fuse. Yes, Soviets played with that idea, they even made few samples, but those never reached the army, never reached the big factory manufacturing. Root of this problem is that sometimes on the fuse you can find numbers ranging anywhere from 0 to whatever. Westerner go, see 0 printed on the fuse and they believe that it's 0-second delay. Or they see 12 on it and they believe it's 12-second delay. Those are just marks from the factory regarding the assembly or as a number of the controller of the final assembly. All of them have the same typical 3.2 to 4.2 or 3.5 to 4.5 second delay. No such thing as 0-second fuse was ever fielded. Now we will talk about case where it can actually happen. Here we have Soviet series of mines, here specifically MON 50. We pull out the MOV firing device together with something that's called MD5M. This is completely normal Soviet step-sensitive detonator. In theory you can put this one on the firing portion of the UZRGM. But the threads don't match at all. You can't just swap it and assemble it, no. You need to actually play with the inner portion and the work will always look very ugly. Even if somebody managed to complete those two, it would look something like this. And every single time you can tell the difference. Me personally, yes, I've seen such variants in training, but I never seen or hear about one assembled like so in the field. So please guys, especially my Westerner friends, 0-second fuse for any grenade, it's complete nonsense, it never existed. If ever you manage to die from 0-second fuse, you can write a complaint to Vulgar Media Corporation, London branch, Baker Street, and Ashley from HR will take care for it. If you wish to support us financially, you can do so through the PayPal link down below. or by adding yourself to my Patreon, where I'm putting extra videos. Thank you very much guys for watching, and see you in the next video.